All right, guys, welcome back to the Whitetail Haven Outdoors podcast. I'm PJ. Today we're talking about one of the biggest reasons hunters struggle to kill a mature buck year after year, and that's summer scouting mistakes. We're going to discuss a concept that changed the way I think about deer hunting for forever. Treating your property like a bank account. Uh, every time you step on your property, you're either making a deposit or you're withdrawing. Most hunters don't realize they're going broke long before hunting season even starts. So let's dive on in and we'll talk a little bit about it, and I'll give you guys some of my thoughts and insight on some stuff I got written down here. So imagine your property is a savings account. Every time a mature buck is still safe on your property, that's a deposit. Every time he beds on your property, that's a deposit. Every time he feeds without smelling you or smelling a human, that's a deposit. But every time you walk through a bedding area, check a trail camera carelessly, ride on an ATV through the woods, leave a scent where deer don't expect it, or bump a mature buck or a deer in general, you're making a withdrawal. The problem most hunters make withdrawals all summer long and wonder why there's nothing left in the account when October arrives. I know I've done it over the past couple of years. I got lucky in the year 24, killed one of my target bucks, but I treated the property like a bank account. Basically, we didn't. The only thing we did was run summertime mock scrapes from July till September. We didn't hunt here all archery season till November. I hung a set here November 8th. 5 in the morning of November 9th, I had a trail camera picture of a buck. He bladed 8, and I killed him at 7:32 that morning. So, this is just some of the stuff that I learned through trial and error, and me and Greg's learned. So, where was I? An ATV through the woods, leave scent where deer don't expect it, or bump a mature buck, you're making a withdrawal. The problem is most hunters make withdrawals all summer long and wonder why there's nothing left in the count for when October arrives. Mature bucks survive because they're experts at identifying danger. They've been around, they're old, they know what to look for and how to avoid it. It don't take very much to jump or spook a decent buck, a mature buck off your property. So the older the buck gets, the less mistakes he makes. A 4.5-year-old buck doesn't need to see you to know you're hunting them. One intrusion can change his movement patterns for weeks. Multiple intrusions can push him completely off the property. We've had that happen. That happened to us last year, I believe. We had a good buck down here. We hunted him hard all season long. We seen him once. He come up out of the bottom, out of the bedding area, and he was gone. I didn't see him after that. So I think he got leery and knew I was there, and didn't see him till the end of rifle season on trail camera. So the biggest summer scouting mistake, the number one mistake hunters make, is scouting too much. More scouting does not equal more success. Most hunters get a trail camera photo of a giant buck and immediately want to know everything about him. They start walking every trail, they search for every rub, they check every bedding area, they hang more cameras. Before long, they're educating the very deer they're trying to kill. Mature buck's primary defense is his nose. They got some pretty good noses. If he repeatedly smells human scent in a place where humans shouldn't be, he becomes suspicious. That suspicion changes his behavior. You may get nighttime pictures, but daylight movement often disappears. And it's true. Understanding bedding areas. Let's talk about some bedding areas, guys. Bedding areas are sacred ground. They're where mature bucks spend the majority of daylight hours. A mature buck survives because he chooses bedding locations that provide security. So a few things that they choose when they're looking for their beddings is he wants wind advantages. He wants escape routes. He wants visibility. He wants to detect danger before the danger detects him. Common bedding locations, guys. These are the #1 ways to check for common bedding areas. South-facing slopes, points and ridges, thick clear cuts. That's all we got around here is thick clear cuts on one side of the east side of the property. Overgrown CPR fields, brushy creek bottoms, young timber growth, thick conifer cover, remote corners of fields. And that's one of the biggest mistakes hunters make physically is entering these areas all summer long. You know, that's something to look for when you're scouting. All right, we're on a south facing slope. There's probably going to be a buck bedding here. Edge of fields, we like bedding there, like I just said. Yeah, I mean, when you walk through a bedding area, you're simply leaving. You're not simply leaving a footprint. You're leaving scent. You're creating noise. You're changing the environment, and even if you never see the deer, they know you've been there. It happens to everybody. It happens to us. I've walked through scouting on public land. I walked through a bedding area and jumped up deer, and it happens. But it's just stuff that you learn through trial and error, guys. I wish I'd have knew about this back when we first started this. I know a lot more than what I do now. So, why mature bucks ain't pressured? Research from various deer studies have repeatedly shown that hunting pressure alternates deer behavior dramatically. Mature bucks commonly become more nocturnal when pressured. Some shift bedding locations. Others reduce daylight movement. Some leave entirely. Just think about it, guys. You spend months growing food plots, improving habitat, and managing your property. Then one careless scouting trip causes the buck you've been targeting to relocate onto your neighbor's property. And then hunt season comes around, and you got the neighbor on your Facebook or social media or wherever. Boom, there's a picture of your deer you've been growing for 3 years. It happens to me every year. I put food plots in. The one crazy neighbor that I got kills them every year. I'm not going to get into that subject because I know how he kills them. But that's an expensive mistake. It is. It gets. I mean, it gets expensive putting in food plots, running scrapes, building the habitat that you want to hold the deer on your property. And like I said, one careless mistake, you push that deer off your property, he relocates from your neighbor's property. You get on social media one day during November, and your neighbor done killed your buck. It's pretty sad. I know the feeling. It's happened to me. We had a giant 16 point down here, and the crazy neighbor ended up killing him, harvesting him the same year. Just because we were too careless. We was walking in and out every day. And another good thing is, even during hunting season, guys, you want to have access to where you can get in and get out without being undetected. That's a big thing, too. It's not just during summertime scouting. It's even for hunting season, you want to have accesses in that you can get in without them detecting you and getting out. Go in one way and come out another one. That way you're not leaving too much scent behind. And it's a good way to help maintain your scent on your property and keep the deer unalerted of you. How close should you get? But here's a simple rule. If you think a mature buck is bedding there, stay out. Sometimes I'll push the envelope like I am this year. And I got these deer bedding next to the corn plot. But I'm going to stay within 60 yards of stay out 60 yards from the bedding area where I think they're bedding, where I know they're bedding. I got a camera hung in there. I snuck in there the other day. And hung a trail camera without without bumping anything. So we're going to stay out of that bedding 60 yards. I'm going to catch them coming in and out. You don't need to walk into a bedding area to know it's a bedding area. Scout around the edges. Another good thing to scout is using Onyx or Spartan Forge. I mean, they got these cool topographic maps. Study the terrain features on there, guys. I mean, that's just one way. That's a real good way to locate a bedding area on the ridge. Like they got the ridges and everything, so it's a good way to check where you could somewhat dial into where you think that they're going to be bedding. Observe from a distance. You're hunting a field. There's a road next to the field. Get on the edge of the road and climb in the bed of your truck or in your car and hook up a spotting scope and scout them fields from there. You ain't gonna push into the fields because then you're alerting the deer. You're gonna pressure that buck way before hunting season even gets here. Let the deer tell you what's happening without invading their bedroom. The best hunters know less about the exact bedding locations because they're disciplined enough to not disturb it. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I know. I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty sure I know where they're bedding at on this property. So in case you're wondering when's the best time to scout, timing does matter, believe it or not. The best summer scouting usually happens during late winter, early spring, immediately after season, during rain events, during high wind days, conditions that wash away your scent or your friends. Yeah, it's raining. You might not want to go out there because it's raining. If you want to check them trail cameras, or you want to get know a little bit more about your property and how the deer are moving through your property, do it during the rain. I mean, not a heavy downpour with thunder and lightning, but a light rain, something that just washes away the scent. Many experienced hunters perform their most aggressive scouting after the season ends because the damage is minimal. You got to think, when hunting season goes out, rifles already been in, they're already pressured, so I mean you ain't really hurting too much. You don't want to wait till they calm down and then go in there during June and July and blow them out. June, July, August, September, whatever. By summer, scouting should become increasingly limited. I think the only thing we've done all year this year is run some scrape mocks and hung a couple trail cameras over the food plots. When we haven't really even been checking them. I try to go within 4 to 6 weeks of checking trail cameras. Sometimes I do tend to go a little bit earlier than 4 to 6 weeks, but that's what I like to try to stay on. I try leaving the camera there for a month, so I ain't consistently walking in there every 2 weeks to check. You know what I mean? As hunting season approaches, pressure should definitely decrease, not increase, guys. Where to scout? Focus on the edges. Scout food sources. If you got food plots and you got a trail camera, technology's come a long ways from I'd say 2010 till 2026. You got the cellular cams. They help. You ain't even got to go in and check a card anymore. It sends right to your thing. But I do all that on public land or private property that I hunt. Permission farms, I do that, so I ain't going in there disturbing it at all. But down here on my property, I run regular trail cameras where you got to go check the SD card. It gives us a walk around and helps us stay in shape for the upcoming season. Scout field edges, scout transitioning areas, scout access routes. That's what I was telling you. Make sure you find access routes while you're out there scouting. Something that can tell you how to get in and get out without getting detected. Scout location, stand locations, observant points. Leave, and I can't stress this enough, guys. Leave core bedding sanctuaries alone. Stay out of there. Don't get close to it. Don't let your wind blow into there. I'm telling you, guys. I'm not telling you this. I'm telling you because I learned from my mistakes. Zone 1 sanctuary. Zone 2 transitions. Zone 3 is food. Alright? So remember, Zone 1 is sanctuary. Zone 2 is transition. And Zone 3 is food. Most of your scouting should occur in Zone 2 and 3, guys. Very little should occur in Zone 1. Zone 1, because that's your sanctuary, is where they bed. You don't want somebody that you don't know coming into your bedroom and snooping around through your underwear drawer. I wouldn't want it. I'd probably move out and never come back. So, trail camera mistakes. We're going to talk a little bit about trail camera mistakes. And I touched a little bit on this just a few minutes ago, but we're going to touch on it some more. Trail cameras should help you kill mature bucks, not ruin them. but they can also ruin your season too. This mistake of checking them too often, like I said, you hang a trail camera 2 weeks prior of you checking it, you're going. That's just a lot of movement and walking in and out of there that you don't need at all. Every trip you go in there, you're leaving behind scent. Every visit creates disturbance. Use cellular cameras whenever possible. Like I said, I run all kinds of trail camera, cellular trail cameras on my permission farms that I hunt. If you're running standard cameras, check them sparingly, which is why it's honey. I'll hang a camera and I'll check it 4 to 6 weeks after I hang it. It's just I'm not walking in there very often. Keeps the disturbance down. Many successful hunters check trail cameras once every several weeks, like I was telling you. The information isn't worth it if obtaining it educates the deer. And it sucks when you educate that mature buck that you're trying to kill. You've been watching him for 3 years, 4 years, and one mistake ruins it. It makes you feel like crap. Creating a sanctuary. Let's talk a little bit about creating a true deer sanctuary. A sanctuary is an area where deer feel completely safe. You don't want no scouting, no shed hunting during critical periods, no trail camera tracks, no recording, recreational walking, no unnecessary activity. The goal was simple: make the deer believe nothing bad ever happened there. When the pressure increases on the neighboring properties, mature bucks gravitate towards security. They want to come somewhere that's not pressured, somewhere where they've never been scared out of. That's just the way it is, guys. If your property provides the security, you'll hold more deer. And we did that this year. We did a lot of TSI work on this property. A lot of food plots went in this year, and we still got to put 2 more in, which is going to be the Sugar Mama by Domain Outdoors and the Turnips by Domain Outdoors. We actually got put in a cheat code at the beginning of June, I think it was. We put it in. We got a corn plot, and the No BS was put in March. So right now I'm giving them what they need until my crucial food plot comes out, which is going to be the Sugar Mama and the turnips. I already got the corn in the ground and it's growing. So yeah, if you guys get a minute, go check out Domain Outdoors. They got a lot of good food plot seed, a lot of good fertilizer, a lot of good feed in general. Check them out. If your property provides security, you'll hold more deer. Now, how large, you may be wondering how large should a sanctuary be. Bigger is usually better. Even a few acres can make a difference. 10 to 20 acres of untouched corn, cover can become a major asset. The exact size depends on your property size. We only got 11 acre parcel down here, but we do hold a lot of deer for 11 acre parcel. It's just, you create it and they'll stay. And the thing about it is, if you get along with your neighbors, you're doing it wrong. You want your neighbors mad at you. You don't want your neighbors to like you at all when come hunting season. A sanctuary, hold on. Yeah, the exact size depends on your property size. The important thing is consistency. Consistency. I can't say it right now. I don't know why. A sanctuary only works if it's actually left alone. Many hunters claim to have sanctuaries, then they walk through them every 2 weeks. Like I was telling you, every 2 weeks most people check their trail cameras. I'm a victim of that. I've done it, and then I learned. It's not how you do it. That's not a sanctuary. That's a frequently disturbed bedding area. Food, water, and cover is what you need to keep deer on your property. If you ain't got a creek near you, you can build your own watering hole. That's all you need. And then, like I said, Domain Outdoors got a lot of stuff. If you got minimal tilling equipment, farm equipment, all you really need is a little bit of rake and a little bit of elbow grease to put a food plot in the ground. It's not that hard. To become a true sanctuary, your property needs these 3 things, and I just told you. Food, water, and cover. Food plots can help. Corn crops help. Natural browse helps. Water sources can include ponds, creeks, or small watering holes. Cover is often the most important piece, though. Deer can travel for food, they can travel for water, but they need the secure cover to survive. That's where you want them to feel comfortable on your property. That's where the comfortability comes in, is having all this cover. So this one food plot we put in, the cheat code, I put in the middle of the field, in the middle of this woods, where we called it a double man set, but it didn't have no cover around it. So the trees I ended up having to knock out, I made a little barrier around it. And these deer have been absolutely tearing up in daylight hours, all throughout the day, nighttime. They really enjoyed coming out there because they feel comfortable out there. They feel comfortable staying in the middle of the food plot because they can't be seen from the road. If your property offers the thickest cover around mature bucks, notice it. Our property ain't got the thickest cover, but one piece of it, and they hold there steady. So we're going to do some more work this after the upcoming season, because I don't want to go in there and mess with it now and blow my hunt for October or November when I'm going to hunt down here on the 11 acres. So here I'm going to touch base back on access. Access is everything. Many hunters ruin a good property or good properties with poor access. If you walk across a feeding area to reach your stand, deer notice. And I'm going to tell you guys a story. This permission farm that we hunt, not too far from our 10 acres here, or 11 acres, is a soybean field. We walked through the soybean. The only way to get to your stand was to walk through the soybeans. Every time we walked through them soybeans, we educated them deer. We seen less and less deer every time we walked through them soybeans, until there was no deer left to see because we already done educated them. That was lesson number 1 that we learned. And I'm trying to give you guys some insight on it. If your access route cuts through bedding cover, deer notice it. Design entry and exit routes that minimize disturbance. That's what I said. Go in one way and come out the other. Don't walk in the same way you came in. Don't walk out the same way you came in. You can use creeks, use ditches, use terrain features, use field edges. And another thing, think about how you're entering before you think about where you're hunting. Something we're going to do this year, what I should have done last year, and I think that's what created a lot of pressure down here last year, was we was walking through anywhere to get to where we was going. The best stand location in the world is useless if it's getting to educate the deer. If it's educating the deer, it's useless. One of the smartest scouting strategies is observation. Like I was telling you guys, glass fields from a distance on a road, climb in the bed of your truck, roll down your car window, where it's legal. Use high vantage points. Use spotting scopes and binoculars. Gather information without entering the property. Many mature bucks can be patterned from an observation alone. The long-term mindset of this, guys, is too many hunters think about this weekend. Successful hunters think about this season. Elite hunters think about the next 5 years, what the property is going to be like in the next 5 years, how they can help improve their habitat. Every decision should answer one question: does this make your property safer for mature bucks? If the answer is yes, you're making a deposit. If the answer is no, you're making a withdrawal. The hunter who consistently kills mature bucks understand delayed gratification. They resist the urge to consistently check trail cameras. They resist the urge to walk every trail. They resist the urge to investigate every deer sighting. Their patience gets rewarded. So here's a final thought. As we wrap up, remember this, guys. A mature buck greatest weakness is his need for security. Your greatest advantage is providing that security better than your neighbor. Like I said, if your neighbor likes you, you're doing something wrong. Treat your property like a bank account. Make no more deposits than withdrawals. Protect the bedding area. Scout smarter, not harder. Create sanctuaries. Control access and limit pressure. And when fall arrives, you'll have a much better chance of seeing that mature buck or mature bucks during the daylight hours. Thanks for listening to the Whitetail Haven Outdoors. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your hunting buddies. Until next time, hunt smart, stay safe, and we'll see you in the woods.